Let's go to Canberra now and catch up with Peter Strong, who heads up the Council of Small Business Organisations in Australia. We spoke to you earlier in the week, Peter. I was keen to talk to you because of what I heard you saying about retailers in the big shopping centres, obviously doing it very tough at the moment, and their landlords not cutting them any slack, putting the squeeze on them in this situation.
Well, exactly. We know what's going on. Everybody's working together on this particular crisis, and then we find the landlords, and they've said, no, we're not hearing any complaints. Nobody's complained to us about rent, etc. Indeed, the foot traffic in the malls are up. You think they're up because people are going to Coles and Woolworths in the big shops. They're not going to the other shops. And the fact that they're not listening, by the way, we've seen this for decades. They always say everything's fine, and the reality is they don't care. If a business falls over, there's always another one to take its place, and they think that's wonderful. They are not being proper members of our society, responding like everybody else to a crisis. They are a disgrace at the moment. I expect they'll change. So
you're saying that there's retailers, their turnover's fallen through the roof, through the floor, more to the point, and that landlords are putting the squeeze on them, that landlords should cut rents, should show a bit of forbearance to help everybody get through this?
Well, of course they should, and economically they should. They're going to end up with empty shopping malls because nobody will be in them and there'll be nobody visiting. I mean, have they got no vision beyond the next 2 weeks? They are, as I say, they've been like this for a long time. Now is the opportunity for them to become a true part of the Australian business community rather than parasites, and that's what they've been. My council has had problems with them forever. Now is the opportunity for them to stand up and show that they are proper members of our society. They're not doing it at the moment, Chris. They
would argue that they've got to worry about their bottom line, and certainly I noticed on the share market today some of those big landlords, their share prices of course were smashed. But I think your point is the key one, and that is if retailers around the country are forced to close down and go out of business, they're not just going to pop up at the end of this crisis. It's in the interest of the landlord to make sure they survive it.
Well, exactly, and other big businesses who are taking a bit of a hit on the share market, they're coming. They're working with small business. They're doing their part. The banks have been fantastic. I mean, they're really doing what we need. They've been a pillar, as a matter of fact, at the moment. So we've got lots of big businesses working with us. We've got these biggest businesses who aren't. As I say, the board members, the directors, the chairman of those organisations need to look at themselves and say, yes, now's the time to stand up and do what we've never done before and support the community.
Just finally then, Peter, mentioning the banks, this move by the Commonwealth Bank to cut business loans by 1 full percentage point, that's obviously going to be helpful?
Look, that's going to be very helpful. I think the fact that they've put $90 billion out there, the government put $15 billion out there, I think the interest rates need to be a lot lower than 10%, 7%, 5%. I think over the next little while, we don't know how long, I think and as I say, the banks have been very good. I think they need to continue to be good and look after the community. They're going to be a rock upon which our success is built. That's what I'm hoping.
Peter, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks, Chris.